Oh. I think we're live.
You think?
I think we're doing the thing.
Oh, I guess we are. Let's look at that.
Oh. Oh, I should say something, right? Oh crap! What am I doing? Welcome to the next episode of VGXL. I'm your host Daniel, aka Games. Joining me is the beautiful Fefer from the channel Fefer, and today we're going to be discussing the Xbox Developer Direct. Woo!
Yay.
We'll also be covering other gaming news for the week. But hi Fefer.
Hi.
Welcome back to the stream. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Because I hit a different what's it called thing on the on OBS, so I'm like, oh, it just managed broadcast. So you hit start stream and then it brings up the, remember I showed you, like it brings up like the list of broadcasts. Yes. But all I did was click like pretty much save that, you know, or whatever, but it didn't start. There's like a save the settings or the edit and then save and start streaming, and I didn't hit save and start streaming, so I'm like, and then I clicked start streaming and then it just went live, and I was like, oh, nothing popped up to, you know, like it normally does. But anyway,
well, we're live.
We are live. But yeah, I think the song restarted.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, lots going on this week. So I'm all discombobulated right now. If you're not already following, definitely give us a follow at VGXL Podcast or Video Games X Life everywhere else. You know, and yeah, if you're listening to the just the podcast portion, thank you. You know, leave a like if you can rate it. Rated, you know, 5 stars, and you know, help people find us. Where can everybody find you, Fefer?
You can find me at twitch.tv/Fefer, twitter.com/FeferPlays, TikTok at FeferPlays, and Instagram FeferPlays. 2 S's.
2 S's on Instagram. All right. But yeah, so you know, we got a lot to cover. Like I said, the Xbox Developer Direct happened this week, and it was all right. I mean, they did say those 4 or 5 games were going to be shown, so it really wasn't like shouldn't have been the biggest surprise or letdown for anyone, even though I'm sure people still went in with some high expectations, still screaming, where's Avowed and Starfield?
Where's Silk Song?
They don't make Silk Song. But yeah,
Silk Song.
They must have paid a lot of money. They must have paid a lot of money for that Silk Song reveal. Like, Nintendo, please let us do it. Even though it's not Nintendo publishing either, but still. Like, I
don't care. I want to see Silk Song.
I know.
Everybody wants to see Silk Song. If you don't want to see Silk Song, you better go play some Hollow Knight. Then you'll be one of us.
One of us. But yeah, so this week, like, I've been kind of slacking on video games. I've been doing nothing but comfort food games. And like nothing big. I think the last big game, I guess if you want to call it that, more modern, was Callisto Protocol. That came out recently. I mean, you know, that wasn't like, you know, super old, like Link Between Worlds that I played finally, and whatnot. But yeah, so you know, this week I threw on I've been messing around with emulators. I threw on the Steam Deck, I threw on the PlayStation 1 emulator like a couple of weeks ago. I did that, but I was like, I just booted up on a whim, booted up Symphony of the Night, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and I got completely stuck on it, like ridiculously stuck on it. Like I've beat the game like over 20 years ago, and I've started it and restarted. I think I own one of the Castlevania collections, you know, that they've released on Switch and Steam and stuff like that. I've, you know, and it was just like, I'm not gonna play this. Or I've gotten like a little bit far, got kind of lost, didn't really care to come back. And then I don't know, this time around I was just in the mood to like explore, and I was like looking at the map and seeing every little opening and everything. And I just, next thing you know, I'm like 4 hours in and I'm about to flip the castle upside down. And I didn't realize how short that game can be, because there's several endings, which is awesome. That all those years ago, Konami, like my first experience with that was Contra Hardcore. And if you know me, or if you've been listening, that's one of my favorite games of all time. Definitely one of the best Sega Genesis games and best Contra game, in my opinion. But it had 4 or 5 endings, and that always fascinated me.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I need to play that.
Yeah, like a 2D game that's like whatever on Sega of all things, because Super Nintendo was like where you played things like Contra. Like you think Contra, you think Nintendo, and even Super Nintendo didn't get that version of Contra. They got Contra 3 and that was it, and we got Contra Hardcore for Sega, and yeah, it was great. Like it was one of my favorite games to play every once in a while. Every once in a while, I'll just boot that up and just do one of the endings or whatever, because you make choices. So it's like, do you want to go this way or this way? And you can do that twice. You can do that several times for like I said, for 4 endings, and then there's a 5th secret ending, which was always like so awesome. But the other game that we're gonna get into, if you're already, I'm sure if you're listening, you're probably somewhat aware of the Xbox Direct, and they shadow dropped a game called Hi-Fi Rush from the guys from Tango Gameworks, who freaking made the Evil Within 1 and 2. So to go from a straight
I know, it's such an odd change in the genre,
right?
for them to just drop out of nowhere. It was literally like, you can play right now. Like, what?
Yeah, that was great
It's
to
been the
hear.
talk of
I
the
love
town.
I love stuff like that. It's a great way to get a game that like you may not be sure about or whatever, to get people talking and showing. And it's a rhythm game, and we're gonna get into it a little bit. But I did try that. I'll give a little bit more thoughts on it. But it's okay. I mean, I might have been a little tired. It's okay. The beginning is tutorials and stuff, and I think that's what I'm kind of over. I think that's why I've been kind of like on an old school kick, because like you just jump in and play.
Yeah, they don't teach you anything. They don't hold your hand. They're
Exactly.
just like, here, figure it out. They
Exactly.
toss you in the lake and say, swim.
And the thing is that like a good game design from like the 90s or whatever, like I can't name anything off the top of my head, but there are games where like the level design is your training, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, you can
That's
double jump,
true.
so they're gonna put they'll put an obstacle in your way that forces you to double jump, or if you have a hook shot or or a grappling hook, you'll be presented with that without having to walk your hand, hold your hand through it. And it's like, I don't know. So I was kind of just bored with that, with the little tutorials, even though it is needed and they are helpful and whatnot. I will say that if you've played any rhythm game like a Crypt of the Necro Dancer, or something like that, or even the newer games, what was that shooter one? That's with the music, right?
Metal Hellsinger.
Yeah, Metal Hellsinger. Like they all play like that. There's that beat, and then you just press things on the beat or whatever, and there's some really good design choices. Like I said, I might have just been a little tired. I didn't really, like I said, it didn't wake me up, it didn't grab me. But it is a game that I'm still thinking about right now. Like I'm getting that itch to go back and like press the buttons properly or whatever. So definitely worth trying out and whatnot. But
It sounds like the soundtrack on it, from what I heard from the announcement and everything, sounds really good. They got the Black Keys. You mentioned they had some 9 Inch Nails in there.
Yeah.
So I haven't tried it yet, but shout out to Miss Boss Monkey for gifting the game over.
Ooh.
So she knows I love rhythm games. So we're gonna get our rhythm on. But I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, I mean, I would say either try some of it offline, or when you're ready to go back to stream, it'll be a great,
Yes.
I think it'll make, there is a streamer mode, so you don't get a copyright takedown.
I know, and that's the thing though, because I'm gonna have to do a playthrough on stream and off stream, because if I'm gonna get a strike because of 9 Inch Nails, Perfect Drug, like I need to hear it.
Exactly. No, it's true.
Just kind of like
So
what Sackboy, like Sackboy with the music. They had Bruno Mars and all that stuff, and you're playing through it and you're jamming through the music, but then on stream you're gonna get freaking messed up with that, because then they're gonna strike you. All
exactly.
this copyright music.
So what I mean, one, just off the top of my head, I mean, what you could do is do like you did with Gitaru Man, and maybe if you're going to play the game offline, play that on normal, get used to it, and then there's different difficulties, so where your timing has to be perfect. You could always
true,
do
true,
that.
true.
Maybe skip, anything you don't want to hear again or whatever. But
That's true.
that might be a
That
way to
makes
play
sense.
it. Do some challenges on stream or something.
That's true.
Um,
We
or
get or we
just
get a Discord stream going so everybody can hear the
or just say
actual
F
copyright
it
music.
and just get muted, because you probably just get muted.
Oh, that's true.
I'm pretty sure like it won't get a strike, but you
We
never know these
YOLO.
days. These days are things have been crazy, but I think you'll be all right.
Maybe we YOLO.
You
Do we
right?
still say YOLO? I don't think so.
We do.
YOLO.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, just a quick question. Did you set your microphone back before? You had mentioned
Oh yeah,
raising it a
did I
little
raise
bit.
it? Was too high?
It's just a slight
All right. How's
bit.
that?
Okay, better.
You can still hear me okay?
Yes, I hear you perfect.
All right, good.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So what have you been playing, Fefer?
I haven't been playing much. I'm actually drawing a blank. I know I've been kind of back on my 3DS.
Yes.
So I've been playing Picross 3D on there. And that's my, what did you say?
Comfort game.
My comfort game. You have people who want to just not think as their comfort game, and I like Picross. That's my comfort game.
Right.
I will sit there for hours and just do these Picross puzzles, and I make a dog and the letter J and a question mark. It comes up, and it's really cool because you use your stylus to move it around, and you break the stuff on there. Other than that, I tried what was it? We had a Pikmin also. Hey Pikmin on 3DS. I did play a little bit on there. It's not as good as straight Pikmin, but it did satisfy my Pikmin that I wanted for now until
Hmm.
we eventually decide to get Pikmin on the Switch because
That sounds like some kind of like edgy 90s marketing. Like, "Yeah, how do you satisfy your Pikmin?" You know?
but yeah, not too much. But in the last thing I did play, a recent game. It's so recent, it's not even out yet. Mr. Saito. So, Laura Shikihara, anybody who does watch me and whoever speaks to me or sees me on Twitter, I'm always supporting Laura Shikihara because I love her game, Rockwin. I love her music. She's also the composer from Plants vs. Zombies, amongst other things. And she's just
Great.
awesome. She's just all around sweetheart awesome. But she's coming out with a new game, Mr. Saito, which is like a Rockwind Part 2 kinda. And
Mm-hmm.
it's about a businessman who ends up in the hospital, and then while in the hospital he gets over to this special world. An adventure happens. So the demo just dropped yesterday. Check it out. It's like a 30-minute demo. Depending on how long you take, if you read the stuff, if you find the stuff you need to find for the demo, and if you play through it, you get to see a little scene that you will not get in the actual game. And it's super silly.
Yes, I
It is so
enjoyed it.
silly.
Yeah.
Laura had actually said, she's like, because I mentioned it to her, I'm like, that was just so silly. She's like, that was like, I got really stupid. Like I did the extra stupid humor. That's like the stupidest humor I've done. And I just thought it was hilarious. So if you play it, at me on Twitter or whatever, because I will totally start cracking up with you. I really enjoyed it. Definitely check it out. The game does come out March. It's a palindrome 3/23/23. So
Ooh.
March 23rd, the full game will release, so you can check it out. Until then, check out the demo on Steam.
Oh yeah.
But it will also be coming out on Nintendo. Check it out.
But yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, like I said, I've been nothing but comfort games. Like I said, except for Hi-Fi Rush, I'll probably jump into something else soon. Freaking Deadspace came out today. Today's the 27th, January 27th. Didn't even realize. I was gonna get Forspoken, but I don't
There's
know,
so
like
much talking about that back and forth on both sides.
right. And it's like it sounds like a solid 7 of a game. I don't feel like spending $70. We do have a little vacation coming up, so I'm trying to hold like save all that money to spend on the vacation versus some mediocre
Mm-hmm.
game. So I'm probably just
Yes.
gonna end up waiting, and that's why I'm like I don't even mind playing some old like things on my backlog right now, and it's been cool. So, but you
Yes.
mentioned it before, 3DS, man. Shout out to the 3DS. Shout out to
Yes.
the
Shout out to the
so the
3DS.
last bastion of handhelds
Even
of a
the regular
true
DS, honestly.
handheld. Well, yeah, exactly. The DS and the 3DS, just the last two like really great like dedicated handheld devices that like as I was playing Zelda A Link Between Worlds and other games that I was messing around with and going back to my old even Animal Crossing is so much better on that
Oh my
device,
gosh.
right?
Yes.
It's like that we're not going to get that again. It'll if we do
No, we're not.
it'll be like more niche products or whatever, things that maybe pay homage to it, things like that. But we're never gonna, I don't think, unless Nintendo like really flips the script on us and gives us some kind of like true handheld, like true console hybrid, which I think they could have gotten away with, like a Switch, the same weak Switch you always have, but they sell you like a dock that can still that can up those graphics, so you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that would be great. You want to play 720p whatever, you can still play old library. Some newer games will work, but you want that power, you have to be at home, like, or something, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would be cool to have like a true handheld from Nintendo again, because you had dedicated games, you had games that dedicated teams making console games and dedicated teams making their handheld games, and that's what we're not going to get anymore. The little more bite-sized smaller games that that were meant to take with you versus a Switch game that's just a full-on game, console game.
Yes.
Granted, I know there's a lot of little indies and a lot of smaller games. I'm talking about Nintendo quality, like a whole second library, of Nintendo
Mm-hmm.
quality,
Mm-hmm.
So you got Zelda games on the handheld, and you got the console Zelda games, or Mario, handhelds, and Mario console games, which were, could be different from each other, and it was like just looking at it, was like, damn, like it just felt really good to play some of those like made for handheld games.
Mm-hmm.
So that was
Absolutely.
just a little quick shout
Absolutely.
out to a different era of gaming. Even though it's still kind of there, you can still find them relatively easy,
Yes.
but starting in March, the eShops will be closed, so any
Sadly.
yeah, any software that you haven't bought or things that are software only will be gone. And Nintendo, they'll figure out a way to make more money or just leave it buried forever.
A re-release with an additional subscription to your yearly subscription of the premium subscription of your family
Like, just give
plan.
us $1,000 a week and we will give you Super Mario Brothers remake of part 1
You need to get the subscription to the subscription.
to the subscription. I know that's
Yeah,
whatever.
you know.
Anyway, so moving along. Speaking of Nintendo, Xbox had a developers update direct. It was called, right, the Xbox Developer Direct this week, where they showed a
Yes.
few games, whatnot. You want to start us off with the beginning there?
Oh yeah, so they did start off with Minecraft Legends. I thought it looked really fun. Honestly, they did start off really strong. I felt like throwing Minecraft in there first
Hmm.
was a good toss in for the first thing, but I honestly, as it moved on and all the other titles came in, it kind of became forgettable for me.
Right, but
So
what are your thoughts just on Minecraft though? I mean, that looked pretty good, right?
that, yeah, they have what's the release date on there? April 13th or 18th or
Oh,
so.
you know what? I lost it.
Um
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but it looks really fun. It's absolutely something that we we can totally get into.
Oh yeah, like the whole like
Oh
being
my
dropped
goodness.
in, finding resource and building a base. I mean, that's what we
Exactly.
play freaking
That's what
7
we
Days to Die
love.
for.
7
Yeah.
Days to Die, Valheim,
April 18th. Yep.
April 18th.
Oh,
There you go.
that's
Yeah.
a special
So,
day.
oh, you're right. Yeah.
But
Oh, yay. But yeah, so it looks good though. I mean, it looks good for what they showed. It looks very gamey. I want to see. I want to play it already. They're making us
Yes.
wait, of course. So I hope we all get it. We all play together.
Exactly. No, I'm down. Like I'm hoping like it's as good as it looks. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Uh
Hopefully they put in that work to have the quests in there and do, I don't know, what they do best in Minecraft.
exactly. Then they showed what's it called? Forza Motorsport. So, if you're
Yes.
not already aware, Forza Horizon is their more arcadey, like event racer, whereas this is more of the realism, my realism
Mhm.
for this one.
Mhm.
So it looks cool. I mean, if you're into racers or Forza, I've never really played a Forza Motorsport. I've only dabbled with Horizon, and that's really it. So
Oh, that's true.
it's on Game Pass, so I'll probably end up checking it out. That's the great thing. It's like a game that you're not sure of from Xbox. Like, oh, I'll just get it on. I'll just go try it out on Game Pass and see. I'm sure it's gonna be filled with
Yeah.
microtransactions anyway. So
Oh, totally.
yeah, so it is what it is.
Get the pink steering wheel for $4.
So, and like we mentioned earlier, then they come, they bring on Tango Gameworks, and they're like, oh, we want to show you this new game. It's not going to be scary, blah blah blah. Like I said, they
Mhm.
make Evil Within 1 and 2 and Ghostwire Tokyo, so that which
Mhm.
just came out, which again is like more dealing with ghosts. So just it's a cartoony, cel animated. A lot of people said it reminds them of like Jet Set Radio mixed with Sunset
That's what it was.
Overdrive. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so people are
Mhm.
like getting, and I like cartoony games that look like that with really good animations and stuff like that. I love stuff like that. What did you think?
Mhm.
I mean, you're into freaking rhythm games. Like, what did you think? What did you think when you first saw it?
I wanted to play it, of course, naturally. I saw the beats on there, the button presses that you have to do. It gave me big Gitaru Man vibes,
Yes, yes.
and that is one of my all-time favorites.
That
I
game is
will
great. Yep.
pick that game up at least at minimum once a year. I don't know why. It's usually around October. I'm just like in the mood to play Gitaru Man. September, October, you can catch me jamming.
Hell
But
yeah.
that's what this game gave me. It gave me those vibes, you have to play on the beat and Gitarumen, for those of you that don't know, you use the analog stick to follow a line in Gitarumen, and then you have to press the buttons on the beat on certain things as you're following the line. That's um for attacking. And then when you're defending, you're only pressing the X, triangle, square, circle to defend as they're trying to attack you in each of the levels. So like I said, it just gave me those similar vibes.
Right.
Obviously, it's a different overlay on there, how they have it set up. But I definitely need to try it out sooner than later. I've just been a little busy on my end, so I haven't gotten a chance to play it, and I'm dying to play it.
I
Dying.
think you definitely should give it a shot. I mean, we have plenty of time.
Oh,
But
we do.
yeah.
But
But that's
everybody's
a
talking about it now.
well, yeah. Then
Everybody's
play. You
talking
throw it
about
on
it.
that Steam Deck.
It's on Game Pass. You can play it on Steam, on your Steam Deck, which I'm going to give it a try on. Oh my God,
That
I'm
might be the
excited.
best place for that game. I think I might like that, like jump in, jump out, jump in, do some stuff, jump out. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly. Like do a
that's
song and then, okay, if you need to go, you got to go, you
yeah,
know?
it's more like a level, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah, I think you'll enjoy it because everything's on beat. So there's dodging, there's light attacks, heavy attacks. Some of them there's combinations of
That's
things that
right. The combos. I thought that was
yeah.
really cool too. I think that, yeah. I like that.
Yeah, so like they're training you and all that, and then it's like so it'll be like there's certain combos where it's like punch, then you like skip a beat, and then another punch, and it changes the combo. Like in God of War when you hit the attack button, and then he goes, huh,
Oh,
and
and
then
then
he
he
changes
moves.
his stance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like they
Mm-hmm.
have that in there like to the beat. Heavy attacks are like are beat skip beat hit pretty much like hit the button skip hit the button skip like that. So
I see. I like that.
like
That's
it's like
cool.
you press skip press like that, and that's like it's cool, like with stuff like that.
Mhm.
Just there was just
Mhm.
like I said, when I was offline, I was telling you there's some things that I'm like I said, it was just a lot of tutorials, and then there was a few things that I was just like, this should just be, everything should be rhythm. You're touting it from the beginning of the game how it's all rhythm, everything's on the beat. He's forced to do it like this, and then you do stuff that's not on, like, that's forced to not be on rhythm was kind of weird to me. It's not like crazy amounts. It's just the fact that it's there threw me off. So I'm like thinking,
Mhm.
okay, I'm doing it to the beat, and I kept failing, and I'm like, wait, I have to spam this, really? Like, I thought that was kind of corny.
Ah,
Like, I have to
that's
you have
weird.
me doing
Yeah.
things on the beat this for like this first half an hour. All of a sudden I got to spam something. I was like, or the music should have coincided with the spamming, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit weird when it came to that, but whatever. That's a minor, very minor complaint.
Yeah.
um
Once I play it, I will let you all know.
Exactly. Yeah, because your opinion is definitely going to be a lot better, since you've played way more than mine. So I definitely, looking forward to hearing a breakdown of what you think of the game.
Yeah, I definitely can't wait. Also, if any of you have any recommendations on other rhythm games, I would love to hear them because I love rhythm games. So come
Yup.
at me.
At me, dog. What's next? So they showed an
So we
expansion
have
to
that.
Elder Scrolls. So ZeniMax Online Studios revealed um the next expansion called Necrom. We called it
Mm-hmm.
old
And
Necrom.
they also announced that you can play all of the previous Elder Scrolls online for free. There's a lot of them too.
Yup. Yeah, there's a lot. It kind of almost made
20.
it kind of made me interested because of, like,
Yeah.
you can do so many stories on your own, and I think it doesn't matter what order you do them. And a lot of it is voice acted.
I like
Like,
that.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it's free to play, so it's like I might, it's always been free to play. You just buy the expansions, and obviously I'm sure there's like microtransactions, or probably a battle pass to help to help you get more things. But I might
Mm-hmm.
actually check it out. That actually
I
intrigued
might
me, I
have to
must
check
say.
it out too.
Yeah, if there
Yeah.
it's on Game Pass, there's no cost. If we get bored, we can always just put it down. Like,
Yeah.
that's good enough for me to, like, at least download it, you know what I mean?
No, of course. Exactly. Hell, we've stuck with Final Fantasy 14 for so long. Like I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what's also intriguing me. Like it's you have all these different chapters to check into,
Yup.
and we've stuck with Final Fantasy 14 for so long. There's so much story in that. Um, if it's half as interesting as Final Fantasy, I mean, obviously in its own way,
Right.
I'm gonna totally enjoy it.
Exactly. But yeah, and then the last thing they showed was Redfall coming. Oh well,
Redfall.
Necrom is coming out June 5th. If
Oh,
you're interested
June
in
5th.
that, and then Redfall
Hmm.
May 2nd. I think is more or less maybe coming out if there's no delays. And
Hmm.
yeah, what did you think about Redfall?
Um. So it looked
Zombies,
a
and I
little.
mean, not zombies, vampires. Left 4 Dead
I don't
Vampire
know.
Edition.
I feel like I'm not one to be nitpicky or anything, but it looked a little what's the word? Cheapy? I
Cheapy.
guess it didn't really look as good as I was expecting it to.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know what expectations I had, but I am like I hear a lot from you. I hear the name Redfall a lot, and you're just kind of expecting some sort of quality, or you try to, but then
Yeah,
again
I don't know. Like, I
I don't
mean, I
know.
always knew, they've always said it was, shooting vampires, whatever. They showed a little bit of gameplay, like whenever the, I don't know, last event was, that Xbox showed stuff. But I think, first of all, it's on Game Pass, so there's no financial risk, in trying the game out, which is a big
No,
plus.
exactly. That's
But
absolutely.
the trailer didn't wow me, and nothing they showed was like, yes, that's the shooter, that's the horde shooter that I'm gonna play, you know what I mean? It was just like, yeah,
Yeah.
like you said, it started to do, like, it started off kind of like, okay, and then it's like by Redfall, I was like, I don't care. Like, I just didn't care about anything they showed. I'm sure it'll be fun, I'm sure shooting with the homies, but I just did not give two
Yeah.
shits about that. Like,
No, I didn't. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we've been getting too many like real looking games with the graphics and stuff that this just kind of didn't look.
It's true, and it looked like a Fortnite, cartoony
Yeah,
like shooter.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like I said, I don't know
that's
what I
from
was really expecting,
microtransactions.
but
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
I
And then
thought.
even the oh, what? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just thought it was gonna look better as well. Like I really did think it was gonna look better than
Yeah.
that. It didn't wow me graphically. I don't really care about that, but I thought it would have looked a little bit better. Some of the shadows and lighting looked really crazy,
Mhm.
because you're gonna be shooting these monsters, but nothing. It was like no fast pace. Like you can get overrun. It just felt like they were
That's
fighting a lot of
true.
single enemies and only small groups. Like it didn't seem like it was gonna get like intense. So I'm still confused
Mhm.
on what the game it really is. Like, is it gonna be a
Yeah.
horde shooter where you're getting overrun, or is it just gonna be more of a strategic, like you're fighting tough enemies? A few groups at a time, and that's how like I'm still not clear on that part.
Yeah, maybe it's kind of like you fight a few in a room, like dungeon style. You go into like a mansion, and then a few zombies in each room, and then you finally get to the boss monster, and then it's just that
Yeah,
one with like whatever mechanic or
yeah, because they were
whatever
only
it is.
fighting one thing, and I don't know, it was
Yeah,
weird. Like I said, it's
yeah.
on Game Pass. I can spare the hard drive space, so I'll try it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
They
said,
also dropped the ball on putting some sort of music or good music to hype you up, because
yeah, that's
trailers
true.
need good music. There's some sort of music that whoever's editing the trailer, like, get some shots on the beat, and I don't know, try to hype it up.
Yeah, well, for
It didn't
Redfall,
do it for me. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it was just. I mean, I guess in on the other side of that, I mean, it was just. It was a developer update, so they were just trying to show you like hardcore gameplay without
That's
anything
true.
like, no, without it being a trailer or feeling like a trailer. So, I mean, I guess I get that part, but again, the stuff they showed didn't really wow me. They were just okay. He's shooting some things, and there's some bad guys. Like not, there's it's our biggest game yet, and blah blah blah. It's one of it's very. I'm just like. I don't know. Maybe I got to rewatch some of it. I just did not care.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't like being too nitpicky. I'm not one to be nitpicky, but
Garbage.
I'm kind of nitpicking right now.
That's all right. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll
but
see when it
yeah.
comes out in May.
So we haven't been moving along. So that was everything at the Xbox event. It was all
Yay.
right. I like you said, I was bored by the end of it. I knew it was gonna be a simple direct. They already said it's not. Don't think it's gonna be an E3 thing. It was still boring, no matter what, even if that was the expectation.
Yeah.
So, if you want to see it in full, definitely check that out on some channel that's probably showing, or you can watch our full. You can watch us on this on the YouTube channel. That's youtube.com at VGXL for you podcast listeners. You can check out our reaction to it. So we streamed the whole thing live. And yeah, from the moment it started, like it was funny, right? Remember, I went live like right when the Xbox channel
Oh,
like went
yes.
did the countdown. I was like, oh, you'll probably see me surprised in the first few seconds,
Yeah.
like, oh, that was weird.
That was so funny. You clicked live and the music started playing. Like, what?
Yeah, I was like,
What's
what the
going
heck did I
on?
just do? And it was like, yo, just perfect timing. But yeah, but anyway, so yeah, if you definitely check that out if you want to see us react to that and see us bored out of our minds.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so how's that Last of Us show? You've been watching it,
Mm.
right? It's the greatest video game story in history.
Hmm.
Well, we haven't been watching it.
It's the furthest I've actually seen The Last of Us was seeing a clip of him saying yes, I am your slutty daddy.
Oh my god.
Because everybody's thirsting on Twitter.
For Pedro?
Yes.
You think he's good looking like that?
You know what?
I mean, it's
I
okay.
like Scruff. So he's okay. When you do the makeup in the different scenes, like let's say him in um
Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones, thank you. I was gonna do the eyes. And him in Game of Thrones, eh. But give him some more Scruff. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, they apparently, the show's doing. All right, and that's the end of the podcast, folks. You know, nah. I guess people have been enjoying it because season 2 has been renewed. So we definitely got to check out at least those first 2 episodes this
We
week.
do. People have been saying good things about the show, so I definitely need to see it. They say they've got some good like scenes from the game in the show, so that's really cool. I want to see that since I actually did finally eventually play it. So I'm excited to check that out.
Exactly. And yeah, it's awesome that you play through so you can actually appreciate everything that happens in it.
I know. I got to play the second one now.
And then sticking with Naughty Dog, so they like, it's funny because there was the writer Tom Henderson was mentioning how he thinks because the show's doing so well that there's going to be internal pressure to make a part 3, and then it came out I think the same day, or maybe that's why he said, who knows. But all I know is that they already stated that Sony's doesn't force them to make games they don't want to make, that they were done with Uncharted and that was it, and they're not going back to that, whatever. I'm sure there'll be remakes and shit like that, but they're not going to be, they've officially confirmed that they're no longer, I mean, they aren't going to be making an Uncharted anytime soon, or whatnot, and that if there is going to be, if they can tell a great story that they're happy with, there could be a Last of Us 3. I think there's going to be a 3. I just think at this point there needs to be a 3 because of the split on 2, so, and now the show is doing so hot that it's like a part 3 will sell like hotcakes, and I'm sure that's why we haven't seen
milk that.
Oh yeah, that's why we haven't seen a part 2 PS5 update yet, because I'm sure that they're probably like waiting for the show to come out. When season 2 like starts introducing Abby, I'm sure they'll, hey, go buy the Last of Us 2 $10 upgrade or PS5 version or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, right. And you're probably right. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's something stupid like that. But yeah, so that, that's cool. Speaking of things that'll never come out,
it's always been too good to be true,
right?
It's like it looks way too good. We are talking about the day before.
Yo, this is Abandoned 2.0. Like, I can't.
Right?
And they both did it. They both did the thing that their game is named after. So you have freaking Abandoned got abandoned out of like left field. We never heard. We stopped hearing from the guy until Kojima brought it up, but he just completely abandoned everything. And then the day before a video was supposed to come out, the day before gets delisted because of what was it?
No, the copyright.
A copyright freaking
incident.
That somebody copyrighted the name like the day after or whatever, like the month, pretty much after their first presentation, somebody went and trademarked
yes,
the title. And I'm like, and now so they're like, oh, we want the game to be the best it can be, so it's being delayed till November 10th. Like, what does that have to do with and then, oh, we can't show the video. You mean you can't just chop it up a little bit, take out any mention of the name the day before and just say working title or whatever? Like, you really have to, like, that's bullshit. Exactly. It takes 2 seconds to edit out a quick video, so they can say, oh, it's going to be delayed, but it'll be out by the end of this week, or whatever. The game is delayed 10 months to resolve this. Just change the damn name. Just change the name. You can't change the name.
Exactly.
Just call it, I don't know,
before.
Right? 2 days before.
The day before.
Days gone before.
Days of the days before. Day has lost all meaning.
It has lost all meaning.
Zombies.
Right?
Boom.
Just call it
yesterday. That's the day before yesterday.
Right? Just call it yesterday.
No, just anything.
I don't know, but I think what these guys are doing, they pulled an Abandoned by probably making a really great asset flip, did a Unreal like fucking, because you know how people just do that on their spare time, made like an Unreal
Yeah.
demo, you know, making it look fire, combining I mean, if anything, this is a lesson in what people want. This, if anything, this helps the AAA guys, like, yo, it was the most wish listed game on Steam, above
Yep.
like above like a bunch of big ass games, like, you know, more than Starfield. Like, it's one of the most it is the most wishlisted game, you know, or whatever. And it's like someone's gonna make that game. If they don't make it, then someone else is gonna be like, we have to come out with whatever they were trying to do. But there's been all these conspiracies because Fantastic, which is the developer, another developer, they actually made another game that people know about. But anyway, they have a like a Zoom like knockoff that they're trying to sell as well, you know, that they're trying to like promote. And they're saying that people think that they're lying to investors. They're probably doing like an investor scam, and they're probably really just they're gonna make that, I forget the name of it, their Fantastic like chat service or whatever. And it's always been weird, like their whole development staff is voluntary only, no one gets paid. Like, what's going on? Like, something's not right about this.
That's weird. Yeah.
And I like how all the articles now are like, oh, people think that the game is fake based on their latest delay. No, people have thought it was fake like all year. Like, there's so many, you do one search and you know, and you can see that there's, from months and months ago, people were saying the game was fake. So now this just added fuel to the fire.
If I remember correctly, when we first saw like the first like teaser trailer or something, I'm pretty sure you mentioned like, what is this? How, like, you were already,
I said it was too good to be true.
you were already like looking at it. It's like off. Why does it look this good? When is it coming out? No release date, no info.
Exactly.
Yeah, you already, those flags already were up for
Any
you.
game that looks that good, that like unbelievably good, is fake. I've realized it's like nothing ever looks as good as, like, oh, it's either not going to come out, it's going to get downgraded, or it's a fake ass game. And just like looking at that original trailer, I was like, it was giving me what's that game? Anthem vibes.
Oh, Anthem. Okay.
Because Anthem, what were you gonna say?
Division.
No, it would be Watch Dogs if anything. No, I just meant like how for the graphically, like, you know, like the Watch Dog trailer that turned out to be phony back in like 2011, and then Anthem's trailer, like it just looked too good. Like, this is real. Like, that's really gonna run on my system. That's why I'm like looking at the data from, like, the lighting looked way too good. It was like, and it was also like a demo in ray tracing as well for Nvidia, and I'm like, I don't know, it just looked too good to be true, and it seems like it is. I was like, it's coming out in March. How's it coming out in March? There's been no other marketing for it. It's almost, and it just, you haven't shown any other gameplay. Now all of a sudden it's coming out in March. Nah.
Yeah.
Couple of things.
Yeah.
There's possible about it. It's either a bogus game that, you know, that was never gonna come out, or the last little trailer that came out. Remember I was saying that it didn't look that great. Who knows if they finally like people were like, that looks like shit, and they probably realized, like, you know what I mean, like, oh crap, like when, you know, the whole bait and switch wasn't working out the way they thought, and that could be it. Oh, they don't want to say it's delayed because of whatever. It's delayed because of a trademark issue, and who knows if that's just bullshit. Because then why are you gonna say we want the game to be the best that it can be for a trademark issue? Like,
that's true.
That doesn't affect your game.
Yeah, no.
But we're gonna take 10 extra months to you know, whatever, dog.
Yeah.
You got the next two.
Oh wait, sorry, I clicked out of that. So I'm excited. Well, I already spoke about Mr. Saito. I just realized.
Okay.
But so Cult of the Lamb, they announced, I know they put out some new weapons or so back in December, but they officially tweeted out that they're gonna have like a free update sometime in 2023, which is gonna give us some new dungeons, new combat,
nice,
new end game stuff, and new secrets. I'm so excited.
Secrets.
I love that game. I love that game.
Yeah, that game
It's
was definitely a lot of fun for
so
sure.
fun. It really hooked me. It really hooked me. The music is great. The combat is great. I hated that the hammer. Oh, the worst. But once you get through that, you all the other weapons are great. It's fun running around. It's fun taking care of your of your people and your crew at home. Funny thing, there was on their Twitter not long ago, they were shouting out one of the devs that worked on the game,
Hmm.
and they said like it's like you can all thank this person for the poop prank in the game. That one of the people, when one of your cultists, they come up to you and they're like, "Oh, great leader. I think it would be a great prank if you made so and so eat poop."
Oh.
And during my game through, I want to just shout out it was Ninagon because I named them all after viewers. It was
Right.
Ninagon who asked Miss Boss, who wanted me to get Miss Boss Monkey to eat poop. And I so kindly obliged multiple times because he came like 2, 3 times, like, it'd be funny to see her do it again. So that's fun. It was very exciting. It added some fun and silliness to it, also disgustingness. But we did it, got through it, and the game is great. I really like the difficulty on the actual gameplay itself as
Hmm.
well, the fighting. Because I'm not one to go full on crazy with the combat on things,
Right.
but that really got me into it, and I wanted to beat the game. And yeah, we did it. It was good.
Nice.
So I can't wait for this update.
No, that's awesome. I always love like when a game updates and I'm still like it's a game that I can go back to and like I just pick it up again. I always feel so damn good.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, it looks like we covered everything we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I guess just some other things that like I'm seeing here that I completely forgot about. So apparently Warzone 2.0 season 2, excuse me, is they're gonna change the freaking DMZ. They're gonna wipe pretty much your like anything you've done, and that's
Not
normal
my
apparently for
DMZ.
for games like that. So I'm like, oh, that sucks. I'm gonna lose that nice gun that I got from that. So it's like, I guess that's the way it
Oh,
keeps you coming back. They just wipe everything, and it's like, all right, time to start again. But
I think I lost all my weapons, so I guess I'm good.
well, yeah. I mean, if you barely played, then it's not a big deal. But it sucks for those guys who grinded the shit out of that
I
game mode.
know. That's true.
But
That's a
yeah,
fun mode.
it is fun. I haven't played in a bit, but it's definitely something I want to definitely I'll be jumping in and out of for the next year or two,
Mhm.
or longer depending on how long it keeps going. Also the other thing, GoldenEye, your favorite for FPS of all
Oh,
time,
that's right. Barf.
it came out. Apparently people are unhappy because it's just a Nintendo 64 ROM, so it runs at 30 FPS like it always did.
Ow.
There's no like graphical update at all to it. It is just the same old ugly Nintendo 64 game on Xbox or the Switch, whatever wherever you want to play it. So
That's
yeah,
fair. I didn't care either way, so.
exactly. Oh
Enjoy your
man,
GoldenEye, everybody. I'm
enjoy your
sorry, I don't care for it.
enjoy your GoldenEye.
It made me nauseous when I was younger. It'll probably make me nauseous now, so I'm not even. Mm-mm.
Oh man. All right then. Well, yeah, if you made it this far, I want to thank everybody for being here. It's always awesome as usual. Uh yeah, anything you want to say, Fefer?
Nah. Bye. See you on the next one.
So we may not be recording an episode for the next 2 weeks. We'll see. Maybe next Thursday if we have time.
Maybe we can sneak one in.
we can
Yeah.
sneak one in on Thursday the 2nd on Groundhog's Day.
Oh yeah.
But if not, then yeah, I think we could probably get one in next week.
I think
So
too.
be on the lookout for that. Hopefully we'll get we're taking a little trip. We'll discuss that more after the trip, where we're going and how long we're gonna be there. And yeah, it's a great way to stay in shape.
Yeah.
And again, if you made it this far, definitely give us a follow at VGXL Podcast on Twitter or Video Games X Life everywhere else. I might start streaming on Twitch again. Fefer, you can find you at Fefer.
On Twitch at Fefer Plays, on everything else, and 2 S's on Instagram.
All right.
And I'll be back to streaming soon as well.
Woo!
Wait for it.
All right,
on those bells.
Hell yeah. And please comment. What did you think about the Xbox event? Did you like it? Do you care? What games are you playing? Are you gonna try Hi-Fi Rush? Is that your style? Do you play? Do I know you and you play? What's it called?
Fortnite.
Fortnite. Split screen Fortnite. I was gonna say a Necrom. Elder Scrolls Online. Not that I need to know you, but do you play Elder Scrolls Online? I don't know anybody who plays that game, but I might try it. But anyway.
Do you also hate GoldenEye as much as I do? Comment that below.
Yes. And good night.
Bye.
Bye.